Hey Randy, what's up?
Brian, hi, how are you doing?
Very good, very good. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm fine so far, thank you.
Cool, 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 cool.
Hope you too, fine too.
Yeah, me too. Randy Meinhard, Sacrosanct. Tell me a little bit about the early days of the band, when it was formed.
Well, yeah, maybe you know that I'm one of the founders of Pestilence, and
Uh-huh.
after the tour with DRI and doing Malleus Maleficarum, I decided to, yeah, we were talking about the second Pestilence album um, that then later was Consuming Impulse, but at that time it wasn't clear what direction to go, and so I think we had different opinions how to do the second album. So I decided to leave and then started Sacrosanct and because I really like the idea of doing, yeah, thrash metal, maybe a little bit more progressive thrash metal, whatever you call it.
Right.
And yeah, then it turns out that we did three albums in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I mean, you definitely have an influence of Iron Maiden to the band.
Cool.
All powerful songs, and congratulations on that and congratulations on the new album. Um, it's on the Raw label, and hopefully everybody supports it. And definitely a powerful album. All the tracks are pretty heavy and good guitar driven, and stuff like that. So tell me, we'll go down some of the tracks and stuff like that of the new album, and tell me a little bit about each song. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay.
Um,
Marching Days was the track number one.
Track number one is Marching Days.
Yes.
Well, Marching Days is not about war, even if the title maybe could, yeah, could get, you could get the idea that it is about war. It isn't. It is inspired by the book. Well, let me think. I just have the German name of it, but it's in English. It's the, I'm not sure, honestly. Just give me a second.
Sure.
Cannot find it actually.
Hmm.
Ah. The hungry and the fat.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Um, and and it's more. It's the idea in that book is that there are, I think, 300,000 immigrants coming to Europe, and it's a whole big, actual story,
Right.
in each country, I think. And it inspired me, and so it, yeah, it that's the lyrical side of it,
Right.
from the music point of view. It's the intro is quite, it's inspired by an intro we just did. We just played live during the Tragic Intense time,
Mhm.
1993. And I took those riffs because we never recorded it.
Right.
And so there is a little a bit more of intro, 2 minutes or something, and then we turn into the real track. Let me
Right.
say it. And this intro was inspired by the intro we did for the live shows, for our live shows in the 90s. So yeah, what about to say about the track? I think it's heavy. It has all our trademarks. I think it's a good opener.
Right.
It's not too complicated, and with Let Us March, it's something you easy to remind, and so I think
Right.
it's a good opener. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Track number two, Avenging Angel. Tell me a little bit about that song.
Yeah, Avenging Angel is I think it's yeah, more or less it's a perfect single.
Right. Yeah.
That's the first point. I think also has all the trademarks, and it's yeah, it's also about our mascot,
Mm.
the angel Francis, the angel. We are yeah here in the
Yeah. I see
background,
it. Yeah.
the
Mhm.
angel art, and yeah, I think I have to go back a bit
Uh-huh.
in terms of time because at 2016 I was yeah when we started again picking up the red thread with Sacrosanct.
Right.
It was I had the idea to came up with a sort of a mascot. You know, I'm an old school fan and I like all the Eddie and Victor Rattlehead stuff. I love it on merch.
Right.
And there are many more mascots out there, but just to name two. And so I had the idea of this angel. I saw this weeping angel. It's the Hazard angel, and I think it's in Ohio on a graveyard
Uh-huh.
protecting a grave of the family of I don't know the name, but it doesn't matter for this. And yeah, and I'd pick up this image, and from there on, I had the idea to develop it, not only going with this single image,
Right.
uh, the real image, just do something more and go yeah ahead of it, you know,
Right.
go further than that. And so we tried to develop, and the Avenging Angel art was the first there, let me say, yeah, the first step, and this is the second step, and I think we will see more of it in the future.
Cool. Cool. It's also one of the videos that are out right now.
Yes,
Right. You have three videos still open source: Coming of the Scorpion and Avenging Angel. Right. So
maybe you missed Doorway of Dreams.
uh-huh. Cool. Cool. At least
But,
people could go check everything out.
yeah, Doorway was released along with the album on the 7th of March.
Uh-huh.
It Doorway is a real video. Let me say,
Uh,
yeah, because for us it's not easy to do real videos because Max is living in Kiev and we do not meet. We cannot meet each other. So
right.
he's sending us footage and we try to put it into the video. So we just did one real band video. Let me say it like this. And we hope to do more in the future, and we hope if everything calm down at one point that we will meet. That would be cool, of course. Yeah.
Next track, Prince of Clowns.
Yeah. Doing an interview, it's about all these, yeah. It's we did this in 2020, I think, or 2021.
Uh-huh.
And so although this snippet of Donald Trump came in, he wasn't the president at the time, but it
Right.
doesn't matter for the reason we have chosen this for. You can name a few more. It's not about Donald Trump, but
Right.
it's the idea of yeah, of what actually happens now worldwide. See Russia, see
Mhm.
even Germany, and I think it's a bit more of a social finger point, not a political view, but
Right.
I think we have to look at that at such development really close, really good.
Cool. Cool. The world's in trouble right now, huh?
It is, yeah, somehow, yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's I think seriously in trouble, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody really voted for Trump on a lot of lies, and the American people, I don't think are happy either. So like, we losing friends, we're losing friends. So I don't know what's happening. So track number 4, Coming of the Scorpion.
Yeah, coming of the Scorpion is or was inspired by the whole COVID thing, yes.
Right.
But I personally love these Resident Evil games and all these the atmosphere in it, and so we play just a bit with the idea and what could happen then. And of course, it was first inspired by these by the whole COVID and the lockdowns.
Uh-huh.
But it's not only about COVID, it's the whole idea
Right.
that we play with things that are extremely dangerous and that can run out our control. Yeah, you saw how fast this was. Just just a few people spread it to the whole world, and yeah. So I think that was the idea. And Per, who did the lyrics for us, Per Alpenson, he's also doing the lyrics for Therion, for example, among others, picked this idea up, and I think he did an amazing job on this, on the whole lyric thing.
Right. Yeah. Cool. 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 Tell me about track number 4. I'm not sure how to say it.
Gethsemane.
Yeah. Gethsemane. Okay.
It's in German. I think it's Gethsemane. It's yeah, Gethsemane is inspired about yeah, about someone who's sentenced to death, you know, his last days on earth.
Right.
And so yeah, but inspired by this title Gethsemane, I found very fast the Last Supper. And I saw a few parallels, the Last Supper, and yeah, this whole idea Per had with Gethsemane, and yeah, and it's my wounds dress in white, the last door closes, as my heart runs dry, no other opens. That's yeah, that says for my taste everything, you know, and yeah, and because Jesus. The idea of Gethsemane led into Kidron. You know, we were looking for a title of the album because we first had the idea 2020, and there were 2 or 3 ideas more at that time around 2021, and so we needed a new title for this. And Gethsemane leads us to these ideas, and it was Jesus who, yeah, at least according to my researches, he crossed Kidron Valley on his last day when he went to this, yeah, what leads to the Last Supper. And that was one thing. The other thing was that Jerusalem and the Mount of Olives, that Kidron Valley separates those both parts.
Right.
And Jerusalem, the people of Jerusalem buried the dead on the Mount of Olives. So they created a sort of necropolis that refers to our 4th album, you know.
Right.
So there were some cool red threads that we thought, yeah, that was perfect for us, you know. And above that, Kidron is a cool title. It has a higher recognition value, and it's so it was perfect for us, you know.
Cool. So do you believe there's life after death?
Oh, that's a big question. I'm not sure. I personally don't think so, honestly, but who knows?
Right, yeah. Cool. Let's track number 6, Doorway of Dreams.
Yeah. You know, Doorway of Dreams was, or still is a very, very personal title, because that's one of the reasons we have chosen Doorway of Dreams for our 4th and last video before the release of the album. And so we did for this the real video. That's what I mentioned before. And yeah, Doorway of Dreams is for everybody who's missing somebody, who's mourning somebody, whatever you like to call it. And we personally had a hard time listening to this track, and above that we lost our bass player at that time, Mario, and so we dedicated this track to him too. So it's all about losing somebody. With fur, without fur, it doesn't matter. If you miss somebody, it's always hard to say goodbye, and that's Doorway of Dreams.
Seems like your writing is really an emotional roller coaster for you guys, and just listening to the lyrics and stuff like that. A lot of sentiment in the lyrics on this album. You know.
Yeah, it is. The whole process was a roller coaster, and our ex-bass players used exactly that term as he wrote me a message, yeah, a few weeks ago. Because yeah, we write from time to time some messages, and yeah, he used roller coaster, and I think that hits the nail on the head. It nails it. Yeah. On different, yeah, on different levels, you know, because on one term it was first we split up with the first vocalist. We
Right.
did the recordings until 2000, yeah, 2021, 2021, sorry. And from there on, we asked ourselves, what comes next? What to
Right.
do? Max was already there as a bass player and a producer, and he said, "Don't, yeah, come on, guys. I try it and give it a try, and I will do some vocals on this." And I sent you a sample soon. So yeah, and from there everything starts over again. And at that time, a few months ago, I think it was 2021, June or July 2021, Per dropped me a mail and asked if he could write some lyrics for us. And at that point, I said no, because we have a vocalist and he's able to do his own stuff. And yeah, I think that, yeah, was somehow that at that point leads us all together on a certain point of development, you know. And yeah, I then contacted Per, and he also jumped on the train, and from there it started all over again, you know. And they were also Per and Max were so professional. They never did any demos for us.
Right.
I mean, Per just asked what directions should these lyrics, yeah, be for us, because he also know all our older lyrics at that point. So it was easy for him to, yeah, to pick up the red thread. And we gave him free hand. That's also a good thing. And Max also never did any demos. He just did one demo for Avenging
Wow.
Angel, and that was, I think, close to Xmas 2021 in December. And from there on, he just sent us almost finished vocal tracks.
Cool.
It mostly took, yeah, 4, 5, 6, or sometimes 8 weeks. And between that, we had mostly silence, yeah, because the war was and still is raging there. And he, yeah, did the best he could.
Cool.
And yeah, so that was the way of our working. And I think it influenced the whole process, influenced the atmosphere of the album, I think. But not only this, because I think it's also a result of the right musicians at the right time.
Right.
So that makes Kidron, yeah, standing out, I think, at least in our discography.
Next track is Still Open Sore. Tell me a little about that song.
Yeah, Still Open Sore is a thrasher. Starting with what is it in English? 11/4 rhythm.
Right.
It's different. It's a little bit yeah, complicated, but it doesn't sound complicated, and that's cool.
Right.
It's right in your face. It's amazing to play this song live. And yeah, it's also true to our roots, you know. It's the Prince of Clowns, Gethsemane, also partly, and Still Open Sore. These 3 tracks have the most influence of our older tracks, our thrash DNA. And yeah, the Still Open Sore was obviously the idea to do a thrash track. I like that. And I like also some of these Maleficarum influences, riff typing. And yeah, that's cool because it also has the new developments and the new ideas in it, and it's also true to the old and to the newer.
Now the next track before it ends, that's 9 minutes long. How'd that work out?
As maybe you recognized it already, we mostly have these long tracks at the end of each album. Yeah, even it's Cyberspace or Silence of Being, Truth is What Is, they're all at least, I think, 8 minutes or something. And yeah, before it ends is of course also that long because of the intro that also holds 3 minutes of the track, I think, and the rest is about 5 minutes plus. Yeah, and I started writing the idea based on Ron's idea. It was 40 years ago and almost unusable, but I tried to do a new recording of it. And after Ron left, I also overworked. I also did it new. Because he left and he said, don't use it. So we didn't use it, but we didn't do it completely new, but it's also, I think there were at minimum 50% of my ideas in it already, because the original idea was 40 years old and completely unusable. But yes, we did our own thing. We re-recorded it that way. And from there on, I was, inspired by, it's harder to explain in English. It's one of the tracks that also holds everything that all those trademarks we have. It also has a blast beat in it, I think it's in the chorus, and that's cool because we are also playing with all these kind of styles. It's a little bit Maiden. You mentioned Maiden a while ago. And so we put everything together, and it's also maybe a little bit Camelot in it because Max took these ideas. He had these atmospheric vibes of Camelot in there, and yeah, it's a great mixture, and I think it's a great track.
Well, cool. And the last track, The Pain Still Lasts.
Yeah, it's a re-recording from Necropolis. And it also has the same guitars. We didn't change the guitars in any case there. It's exactly the same. Maybe it's a little bit different mixed and mastered, of course. But we changed the drums. We changed then, of course, also the bass. That it still fits together. And of course, Max's voice. The vocals. So so we made it more into the Kidron direction, the Kidron vibes, but still close to the original due to the guitars. And the idea was to re-record it. First, one of the ideas was to re-record it with real drums, because I think this is one of the biggest changes to Necropolis compared to Necropolis. Because Necropolis was done with Superior drummer, Tool, and because Jonas was simply we found Jonas just a little bit too late because we were already in the progress, and imagine it's also not too cheap to do a real drum recording, so we concentrated on the fake drums. Let me say like this. And for Kidron, it was important to do real drums because we never used programs for drumming, especially not when you have such a great drummer in the band. So it would be crazy not to use not to ask Jonas for his playing the drums there. So that was the first idea, do the real drums on it, because we played this track live and it sounds amazing. The drums make a big difference. And then it was the next step also to ask Max if he could do his version of The Pain Still Lasts. And I think it's on both albums. It's a great track. But on Kidron, it's more closer to Kidron, to the atmosphere, and on Necropolis, it has different vibes due to Richard as a vocalist. He's sounding completely different, but it's it never turned out like that when if Richard, yeah, Richard inspired it a lot with his personal situation he had at the
Right.
time.
Hmm.
He lost his wife, and after a few months, we recorded this track, and it was really hard for him. Really hard for him. It's not it was not a show,
Right.
uh, but so yeah, we treated it also treated it with respect because I knew it was his personal. Yeah, it was a hard project for him.
Now
Also
the
doing.
album, yeah,
Yeah.
the album been out for a little while. Have you read any reviews?
Sorry.
The album been out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Have you read any reviews?
Oh yeah, quite a lot to be
Uh,
honest. And yeah, we did some we did interviews here. They were great to be honest, really great.
cool.
Um, and we are really happy that yeah. I think if you rate if your highest rate is 10,
Yeah,
most of them were between 8 and 9.5 or something like that.
cool.
Uh, Also, a few on 7, something like that. I think the lowest was 6.5,
Right.
just one. And even these guys had some controversials. So it's also cool. It's also cool. I think it's good to discuss about music, and everybody has a different point of view, and you cannot pick up everybody, you know.
Right.
It's yeah, but in general, I think it was really amazing. The feedback is really, really great, and we are thankful for this.
Cool. Cool. Do you have any merchandise you like to talk about where people could pick it up?
Yeah, we have exclusive merchandise or exclusively on our website, www.sacrosanct.online. Yeah, there you can order some merch. It's also this design as a new shirt over there, and we have some recesses and also Necropolis merch, but only in a few sizes left, to be honest. But yeah, and maybe we will do some Kidron cover design in the future, but let's see. Yeah, in general, you can order things from our website or from the dealer or shop of your trust, whatever it is. I don't know how it's working in the US actually. I saw some CDs and vinyl on Amazon.com.
Mhm.
Maybe it works, maybe not. I don't know exactly.
Cool. Cool. You have any shows coming up you like to talk about?
Yeah, sure. Our next show will be our next show is doing in March,
Uh-huh.
but it's honestly I think you can imagine doing a tour
Uh-huh.
is not easy. Doing tours overseas is even harder. I think
Uh-huh.
actually, especially from today on, I think. But we are doing shows in the Netherlands and here in Germany.
Mhm.
Next show will be one in the Netherlands. And so we will take our time and we'll do single shows first. And if there is an offer for a smaller tour, we will jump on that. That will be also cool. But nothing yeah, we don't worry about that, you know,
Right.
time will tell. But what is cool is we have a booking agency now who's doing it much better than we could do.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and, and the guy, our booker, is Husky from Asphyx, the drummer
Cool.
of Asphyx, doing our booking, and that's really really nice because for at least two reasons. We know Asphyx due to our due to our history,
Uh,
and we met the guys a few weeks ago, and it was amazing to see everybody again. Also to see Martin again. I haven't seen him for over 30 years, I think.
wow.
That was really a great. We had a great time. It was a great Asphyx show here in our town, close to our town, and yeah, so it was really really nice. So let's see what happened with some shows during this year or maybe next year on a few festivals or something like that. Because the festival slot are all booked actually. So
Right.
we are a little bit late with our album to now to book really yeah, the bigger festivals or whatever. But let's see how all these good reviews, interviews, and what you are doing for us turned out for us to get some nice, interesting slots.
Cool. Do you have a tour rider? Like, is there anything specific you ask for when you go on tour? Between food,
We have a technical rider, of course, and I understand that those riders are way bigger when you're on tour for a year or something.
right? Yeah.
But honestly, I'm not booking a hotel, and I'm fine with some
Uh-huh.
drinks and easy food and stuff like that, and a good hotel, and that's fine for us. And of course, that everything is good. Yeah, that everything the bills have to get paid,
Yep.
So that's also a thing. But we do not have 2 or 3 whiskey bottles on that technical rider and stuff like that, and or do fire shows.
Yeah.
That's not sacrosanct. I think it's fine when bands are doing it, and I also love Maiden Live. I'm also a big Kiss fan of the older. I like that. But I think we keep it more simple. We focus on the music and on the atmosphere. And yeah, of course, we have a cool backdrop and side drops and stuff like that. Yes, that's what we will do on the slightly bigger stages than on smaller stages. It's also not it's not that easy to do a big show. So I think we like to keep it more simple, so it's nothing special on that rider. That we have some backing tracks running in the background, of course. But that's everything. I think that's all.
Cool. How can people get in touch with you? Do you have a Facebook? Do you have an Instagram or?
Yes, on exactly these channels, it's always Sacrosanct Band Official. You find us on Instagram, you find us on Facebook, and on our website too. There's an email link or whatever you prefer. You can go via Messenger. Normally it's easy to get in touch with us.
Cool. Well, Randy, it was great talking to you, and I appreciate the chat. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Thank you, Brian, and thank you to your listeners. It's amazing that we can do that people can listen to our music in the US. We really appreciate it, and of course, we would love to do a tour in America. That would be amazing. I visit America on private basis, and it was always great, but already time ago. But thank you for everything. Give it a listen. Put it on your playlist. Spread the word, and thank you for everything.
Definitely. This interview will be posted probably today. So
oh, great.
So this way you can network it and fans can enjoy it.
Will do. We'll repost.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Brian. Bye-bye.